Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam review class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Yati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are discussing from the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are discussing the beautiful episode of Samudra Manthan Leela, and we discussed yesterday how when all the devatas and the demons, they engaged in churning of this milk ocean, and as a result of that nectar came out. But the demons, they snatched away the nectar from the devatas, and they were fighting amongst themselves. All the devatas, they approached Lord Vishnu for help, and Lord Vishnu assured them, and he appeared as Mohini Murti, and in the form of this most beautiful enchanting lady, Lord Vishnu captivated the minds of all the demons, and ultimately he gave all the nectar to the devatas. In between, Rahu, he understood the intentions, and he shifted the side, went to the side of the demigods, and he also drank the nectar. Immediately Lord Vishnu beheaded him, but because he has already drunk the nectar, his head survived. And then Brahmaji made him into a planet. And then after this happened, Lord Vishnu went back to his abode riding on Garuda. A huge, furious and very, very intense battle started between demigods and the demons. And as a result of this fight, Lord Indra, he defeated all the demons. He killed various demons like Namuchi. He killed Namuchi. And then before that, Lord Vishnu himself came to help the devatas. And then with the help of Lord Vishnu, Indra and all the devatas, they became victorious. So this is what we discussed. And we saw how Indra and all the devatas, they again became reinstated in their position in heavenly planets. Bali Maharaj, who was unconscious, he was brought to Ashtagiri, and Shukracharya there revived him back. Because of this, Bali Maharaj was very grateful to Shukracharya, and he started worshipping him with all faith and reverence. Bali Maharaj, because he was such a great devotee of the Lord, he did not lament when on being defeated. And that was the end of the 11th chapter. So now in the 12th chapter, very beautiful and very amazing episode of Lord Shiva being bewildered by Mohini Murti comes. So Lord Shiva, when he was requested by all the devatas headed by Lord Vishnu that you please protect all these citizens, all the living entities from this halahal. He drank all the poison and then he left from that place. And then later he came to know that Lord appeared as the most beautiful form of Mohini Murti. Hearing the pastimes of Mohini Murti, Lord Shiva, he wanted to see that form of Lord. So he, along with Uma and all the associates, they went to see Lord Madhusudana. And when they reached that place, Lord Madhusudana welcomed Lord Shiva and Uma and all the associates. Lord Shiva duly worshipped him and started offering beautiful, beautiful prayers. He says, "Oh my Lord, you are Parameshwara, you are the supreme controller, Dev Dev Jagat Vyapin Jagadisha Jaganmaya, Sarvesham api bhavanam tamatma heturishwaraha." He says, "Dev Dev, oh my Lord, you are God of all the gods. Jagat Vyapim, you are all pervading supreme Lord. You are Sarveshwara, you are Jagadisha, you are the master of all the universe. Therefore, you are the cause of this entire creation. Everything is coming from you." When Lord Vishnu, he hears this, he might ask Lord Shiva, "Okay, that you say that I am the master of the universe, and the universe has a beginning, and it is temporary, and then it gets destroyed. Am I also temporary? Am I also unconscious?" He says, "No, no, no, you are supremely inexhaustible. There is no beginning, there is no end for you. You are without any beginning and end. You are the supreme source of everything. You are the supreme source of this entire universe, the false ego, all the material elements. Everything is coming from you only, O my Lord. You are the supreme spirit." And Prabhupada writes there, actually from the supreme Lord, everything comes out. In the form of his Brahman, everything comes out. And Lord Shiva, he wanted to glorify the Supreme Lord as supremely independent. So just to glorify Supreme Lord Vishnu, he glorifies the devotees of Lord Vishnu. He describes that even the devotees of the Lord, they are without any material desires. Then what to speak of the Supreme Lord himself? If the Lord Vishnu is free, if the devotees of the Lord, they are free from material desires, then how can Lord Vishnu have any material desires? So therefore he describes three qualities of devotees. He says these devotees, they are constantly engaged in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. That is their only desire. They are only interested in worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. That is how a devotee is. Even if he is given all the allurements, he is not interested in anything, even up to the extent of mukti. Salokya sarishti samipya sarupya aikattvamapyuta diyamanam nah grinhanti vinamat sevanam jana. Even if somebody gets liberation of Salokya, residing in the same planet as the Lord, Sarishti, having the same opulences as the Lord, Samipya, even getting a chance to be in close association with the Lord, having same bodily features as the Lord, Diyamanam na grihnanti, even if all these things are given, a devotee is not interested in any of this. He is only interested in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Vina mat sevanam jana. If there is no service, devotee is not interested in anything. And then Lord Shiva says that devotees, they are not interested in any material thing of the world. They are just interested in rendering unalloyed devotional service. That is anya abhilashita shunyam. They are not interested in anything of this world. And therefore, they are free from any material desires. They are nirashisha. The 9 qualities of devotees, they are described in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Shanteravyartha kalatvam virakti mana shunyata आशाबंध समुत्कंठा नाम गाने सदारुचि आसक्तिस्तद्गुणाख्याने प्रीतिस्तद्वसति स्थले. So a practicing devotee should try to develop these qualities, and these qualities, they naturally develop in a devotee at the level of bhava. Shanti, he is perseverant in any circumstance. He is never disturbed, whatever may happen in the life. Avyartha kalatvam, this is very, very important. He never wastes a single moment not engaging in service of the Lord. He uses all the time he has in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. He is just focused. Virakti, he is completely detached from any type of sense gratification. The desire also does not come. Mana shunyata, he has no desire for name, fame, respect, anything. He is always ashabandha. Ashabandha means he has hope against hope. Even though he sees that I have so many anarthas, but still, I have faith that Krishna will protect me. Avashya rakshibe Krishna iti vishwas palan. Samutkantha, he is very, very eager to serve the Lord. He is very, very eager to develop love for Supreme Lord. Nama gane sadaruchi. He is always interested in chanting the names of the Lord. Asaktis tadgunakhyane. He likes to glorify the Supreme Lord. He likes to speak about the pastimes of the Lord. And he likes to stay at the place where Supreme Lord has performed his pastimes. So devotee is only interested in serving the Supreme Lord. He has no personal desires. And therefore, he has given up all material desires. So just as devotees are free from material desires, Supreme Lord also has no material desires. He is not dependent on anything. He says, Lord Shiva says, oh my Lord, you are the Supreme Brahman, you are Supreme Complete. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Supreme Lord is complete, whole, and whatever is coming from him is also complete. You are, he's saying, Lord Shiva says, you are the form of supreme transcendental bliss. You are Satchidananda Vigraha. You are completely satisfied within him yourself. Therefore, O my Lord, you are the cause of this creation, maintenance, and annihilation. You are the supreme soul who is dictating and observing all the activities. Therefore, you are the supreme cause and supreme effect of everything, whatever is happening in this material world. And we heard in great detail in the second canto and third canto how Supreme Lord is the supreme cause and effect of everything which is happening in this world. Dravya karma chakalascha swabhavo jiva evacha Vasudevo. He says Vasudeva param na chanyo artho asti tattvataha. Whatever you are seeing in this world, everything is coming from the Supreme Lord only. He says just like the ornaments and the gold mine, they are one and different. Similarly, there is no difference between you and the universe, because this universe is a material form of you, O my Lord. Only because of ignorance, living entities, they think that they are controllers and enjoyers. And Prabhupada in the purport, he describes about this achintya bheda abheda tattva, how the Supreme Lord is one with the energies and simultaneously he is different also. And then he says, although Achintya Bhed Abhed is the right understanding of the Supreme Lord, but there are different philosophers who describe Supreme Lord in different ways. The impersonal Vedantists, they describe Supreme Lord as impersonal Brahman. There are some Mimamsaka philosophers. They say that, oh my Lord, you are the religion personified. The Sankhya philosophers, they describe you as the supreme transcendental person who is beyond Prakriti and Purusha. And there are some followers of Pancharatra. They describe that you are endowed with 9 different potencies. Which are the 9 different potencies which the Lord has? Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yoga, Prahavi, Satya, Ishana and Anugraha. And he says that there are some Patanjali followers. They describe that you are the supreme personality who has no equal or superior. And then he says that, those philosophers, they claim that they know about the Lord, but actually they do not know him. Only Supreme Lord knows about himself. Nobody else can know him. He is a supreme unknowable. Neither Brahma, nor I, nor the great sages. Nobody can see this. Nobody can understand the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he says, oh my Lord, only you can understand yourself. And Prabhupada in the purport, he describes how even yogis, they take many lifetimes to understand. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. So the process of devotional service is so very wonderful that the very rare thing which is not even attainable by jnanis, they may take lifetimes to have developed this understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva Param Brahma. To get this understanding, they may take many lifetimes. But the process of bhakti is so very wonderful. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahetukam. Just by rendering devotional service, one gets all the knowledge, one gets devotion, and one gets detachment. So that is the wonderful nature of devotional service. We may be having no very deep philosophical understanding, just like all the great scholars of the Vedanta. But if we try to develop this simple devotional endeavor, try to serve Krishna, try to serve the devotees, try to serve spiritual master in right consciousness, Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashita. We don't have to become the scholars of the Vedanta. We have to develop a devotional sentiment towards Krishna. And then automatically whatever is needed, whatever knowledge is needed for going back home, back to Godhead will be revealed. Just like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He was not a very educated personality. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was asked once that, you are doing such a great preaching activity, but your Guru Maharaj, he is just sitting at one place, he is not even literate. So Saraswati Thakur, he gave an example that, and they were traveling in a boat. They were going somewhere in a boat. So he said that just like in a boat, the motor may be at one end, not doing anything, but the whole boat is getting energy from that motor. Similarly, my Guru Maharaj, although he is sitting at one place, but because of his devotion, because of his love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I am getting the strength. So therefore, we should not become disturbed thinking that, I don't know all the Vedanta and all the verses and all the Bhagavatam, so very complicated. If we just try to hear submissively, then whatever is required to go back home, back to Godhead will be revealed by Krishna. So that's what Prabhupada writes in the purport. And then Lord Shiva says, then who, if somebody may ask, okay, if nobody knows him, then who knows Supreme Lord? He says, oh my Lord, you only know yourself. There is nobody who can know you. You are the knower of entire creation. You know about the creation in the beginning, what happens in the middle, what happens in the end. You know all the activities of all the living entities, oh my Lord. So in this way, after glorifying Lord Vishnu in such beautiful verses, then Lord Shiva, he reveals his intentions of coming to take darshan of Lord Madhusudana. So Lord Shiva says, oh my Lord, I have seen all your incarnations. In whatever incarnation you have appeared, I have seen all of them. But this Mohini Murti incarnation, it appeared for a very short time. And I could not get a chance to have darshan of that form. So therefore, we have come here because Lord Shiva came with Uma, his wife, Mother Parvati. So he's saying we have come here to see that very beautiful form of yours, oh my Lord. So please show us that form in which you bewildered all the demons and you gave all the nectar to the Devatas. We have come here to see that form. Lord Vishnu, when he hears this request from Lord Shiva, he smiled with gravity because he knew what is going to happen. And in a very grave voice, he replied to Lord Shiva. Chakravarti Thakur writes that Lord Shiva smiled, thinking that if you desire to see that form, of mine as Mohini in order to announce to the world that look, I was not even bewildered by that form. So Lord Shiva, he came with this intention. He wanted to announce to all the people that I will not be bewildered by this Mohini Murti also. So Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, he spoke the words which Lord Shiva could also not understand. Durga Devi, who is the constant associate, she is the wife of Lord Shiva, with all her beauty, with all her charms, with all her potency, she is not able to captivate Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva wanted to see that Lord's feminine form, Lord Vishnu's feminine form, thinking that, okay, this Mohini Murti, she appeared to uh, enchant and captivate the demons. Even devatas were not bewildered by that. So how will I bewildered? How will I get bewildered? So that was the thought process of Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu smiled. He said, I assumed that form of a beautiful woman to bewilder the demons and to show mercy to the devatas. Therefore, O best of the devatas, he is telling to Lord Shiva, O Surottama, you are the best of all the devatas. If you desire to see that form of mine, I will show you that form. But, be careful. This form of mine gives rise to lust. And it is most appreciated by lusty people. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that this form of Mohini Murti, it was bewildering to the devatas but not to the demons. People who are having this demoniac mentality, they are always bewildered by the external beauty of a woman. But those who are devotees of the Lord, they are never bewildered. They are always under the internal potency of the Lord because they have the knowledge, they have jnana anjana. They can discriminate, they can use their intelligence to discriminate between what is right and what is wrong. So that is the importance of coming to Krishna consciousness. Chakravarti Thakur, Prabhupada writes that actually Lord Shiva's desiring to see the form of Lord Vishnu as a most attractive and beautiful woman is a joking affair which is going on between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva knew that nobody can agitate me. And he thought, devatas are also not bewildered. So how will I get bewildered? And Lord Vishnu, he knew this. That Lord Shiva is supreme. He is never bewildered. So Lord Vishnu was thinking. He had to think twice what form to take so that even Lord Shiva will get attracted and bewildered. And then he is telling, Chakravarti Thakur writes that Lord Shiva tells, Lord Vishnu is, warning Lord Shiva, look, if you want to see this form of mine, I will show you this form. But don't blame me for later, because this form will, arise lust in the heart of you. You will fall into the whirlpool of lust. So therefore, don't blame me later. So that was the thought process going on. And saying this, Lord Vishnu disappeared. Lord Shiva and Uma, they both were standing, looking around everywhere, for Lord Vishnu. And as they were looking around, Lord Shiva, he saw a beautiful woman, Mohini Murti herself, Supreme Lord. He appeared as Mohini Murti. Lord Shiva, he saw this most beautiful form in the nearby forest. This Mohini Murti, she was wearing a very shining sari and she was wearing all the nice ornaments and beautiful earrings she had. When Lord Shiva, and as she was, walking in the forest, actually she was playing with a ball. And because of that, all her bodily parts were shaking and she was following the ball, playing with the ball. That's why her hairs were getting scattered. With one hand, she was taking care of the ball, and other hand, she was trying to bind her hair. In this way, all the bodily movements of Mohini Murti, they were so very attractive, because that was not the display of the external potency. That was the display of internal potency of the Lord. So this should be very, very clear that Lord Shiva, he wanted to see the internal potency of the Lord. He wanted to see Mohini Murti. He wanted to see the form of Lord Vishnu. He was not attracted by the external potency. So therefore, Lord Shiva, he was captivated not by the external potency, but by the internal potency of the Lord. Lord Shiva, as he was looking at all these movements of Mohini Murti, he became completely captivated by this. Mohini Murti glanced at Lord Shiva, smiled at him with shyness. And as she did that, Lord Shiva became more and more captivated. He forgot both himself and Lord and Uma and everybody around. That is the power of the, Prabhupada writes, that is the power of the illusory energy in this world also. When a person, he becomes so very lusty, he forgets everything. He becomes blinded by lust. Lord Shiva, he became completely captivated by Mohini Murti. Suddenly a breeze came and blew away the fine dress of Mohini Murti. Shiva, she was looking everything. He was looking everything. He became completely intoxicated. His good sense was completely taken away by the beauty of Mohini Murti. He started running towards her. And as all this is happening, Uma, Mother Parvati, she is watching everything. In front of her, Lord Shiva is running behind Mohini Murti. And Mohini Murti, she became more and more shy and started running away. Sometimes she was hiding herself behind the tree, sometimes, appearing and going to other tree. And all this was going on. And Lord Shiva, he was following Mohini Murti just like a male elephant follows she elephant. And after doing all these things for some time, Shiva ultimately caught her hair, dragged her and embraced her. And although Mohini Murti, she was unwilling, she somehow, released herself and she ran away. Shiva, he continued following Mohini Murti and became so very captivated by lust. He discharged semen. And that fell down at various places and became gold and silver mines. Interestingly, Prabhupada writes that Mohini Murti dragged Lord Shiva to all the places, especially to the place where the sages were living. Because Lord Shiva is worshipped by many sages. Many sages, they would come and they would hear from Lord Shiva many times. So Mohini Murti purposefully, intentionally, she took Lord Shiva to all the places where the great devotees, the great sages were living. And she was making him run behind her in midst of all these sages. So Prabhupada writes that if Lord Shiva, who is supremely liberated soul, he can get captivated by the beauty of a woman, nobody should feel that he is liberated in the front of opposite gender. Matra swastra dhuitrava navivikta sano bhavet balwan indriya gramam vidwamsam apicha karshati. So it is described in Bhagavatam that one should not live in a secluded place even with his own mother, own daughter and sister, because senses are very, very powerful. So Lord Shiva, he was completely captivated. So after, all this happened, and Lord Shiva, then he realized, after he discharged his semen, he came to his consciousness. He came back to his senses. He could see how he was bewildered and captivated by the internal potency of the Lord. And therefore he restrained himself to run behind this Mohini Murti any further. Interestingly, Lord Shiva, although he ran behind Mohini Murti in midst of all the sages and Lord and Uma, Mother Parvati, she was right there, watching everything. Lord Shiva was not surprised or embarrassed. In fact, he was appreciating the wonderful, powerful potency of Lord Vishnu. And he knew that this is the Supreme Lord who had acted on him in this way. And that's why he was completely amazed. He understood that Krishna, Lord Vishnu, is supremely powerful. He has displayed this wonderful pastime to show the world how powerful he is. If I would have not run behind Mohini Murti, the world would not have known the power of Lord Vishnu. So therefore, Lord Shiva, he was aware of the power of Lord Vishnu, but he was put into this illusion because, of two reasons. Because somehow, at some point of time, he felt proud. And secondly, Lord wanted to prove to the world that even my devotee, if he is put in this situation, he is never bewildered. He understands the supreme position of the Supreme Lord. And Lord Shiva, he actually felt proud after all this incident because he felt proud of the Supreme Master which he has. He understood Lord Vishnu is such a great master that he can bewilder even me. When Lord Vishnu, he saw Lord Shiva unagitated, unashamed, he became very pleased. He appeared in front of Lord Shiva in the original form. Chakravarti Thakur writes that Lord Vishnu is saying, I can, So Lord Vishnu is thinking, Lord Shiva is thinking, actually I cannot be bewildered by anyone. But Supreme Lord, by his internal extraordinary power, he has defeated me also. That's how he has shown his supremacy. Prabhupada again clarifies that whatever happened is happening under the influence of the internal potency of the Lord. Lord Shiva can never be bewildered by the external potency of the Lord. Only internal potency of the Lord can do all these pastimes. Therefore, Lord Shiva was not sorry, he was not ashamed. Lord Vishnu starts glorifying Lord Shiva. He says that, O best of the Devatas, O Surottama, Vibudha Sreshta, your position will never be, your position will never come down. You will always be situated in the most powerful position. All auspiciousness unto you, O Lord Shiva. Even though you are harassed by my internal potency, still you are established in your position. You will never be degraded from your position. Chakravarti Thakur writes that Lord Vishnu is saying that though you have been bewildered by my illusory potency, but still you will be situated in your form. You will be situated in your original position as the master of the three worlds, as the supreme director of the destruction. Prabhupada writes that, a devotee is always humble, but whenever there is little pride in devotee, Lord takes immediate action to destroy that pride. And that happened in the case of Indra also, Brahmaji also. Lord can never see his devotee becoming proud of anything. That is what not pleases Krishna. We may have our skills, we may have our all the capabilities and our whatever expertise we have. But if we are proud of our expertise or skills, Krishna is not pleased by that. Therefore, in the further chapters, in the Bali Maharaj pastime, Vaman Dev himself says, Janma karma vayo rupa vidya aishwarya dhanadivi yadi yasya na bhavet stambha tatraya madanugrahat. In this world, if somebody has high birth, if somebody performs many pious activities, he is beautiful, intelligent, wealthy. Naturally, pride may come in the heart of this devotee. But in spite of all these things, if somebody is not proud, you should understand that this person has received my mercy. Only by the mercy of the Lord one cannot be proud by having all these things. Therefore, it is our, and it should be our endeavor to try to become humble. That is the crux of Krishna consciousness. And Supreme Lord, He actively uh, makes sure that the devotee's pride is destroyed, because that is what is binding us in this material world, the false ego which we have. So therefore, a devotee, he should not be disturbed in any circumstance. Either somebody is praising him or somebody is criticizing him, he should be equipoised. At least we can endeavor for this consciousness. We may not be at that level, but we can endeavor for that consciousness. Then Lord Vishnu says that your glory is unsurpassable, O my devotee, O Lord Shiva. Who else can surpass my illusory energy? He points to Uma. He points to Parvati, who was standing beside Lord Shiva. He says, you will never be bewildered by my illusory potency, and you will be always glorified. He says, my external energy, who manifests all these three worlds, will never be able to bewilder you. So in this way, after praising Lord Shiva in very many verses, many ways, then Lord Vishnu became silent. Lord Shiva, he circumambulated Lord Vishnu, and then he returned to his abode. He was so very happy. When he returned to his abode, even jubilation, he started speaking to Bhavani. He was not the least bewildered by whatever happened so far. He says, just see, you have seen today how even I was bewildered by the Maya of Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord is beyond all the illusions. He is the Supreme Creator. All the Devatas, including me, we are the eternal servants of Lord Vishnu. If I was bewildered, I am the supreme among all the Devatas. If I was bewildered, then what to speak of others? Those who are not under the shelter of Supreme Lord, they are for sure. They will be bewildered. Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Lord Shiva, he was under the internal potency. Therefore, he was bewildered by the internal potency. He was never bewildered by the external potency of Lord. He was never bewildered. He is never captivated by the beauty of Parvati Devi. So Lord Shiva is saying, if I was bewildered by internal potency, then what to speak of the living entities who are bewildered by and they think they will not be bewildered by the external potency. It is not possible. Then he says, oh Parvati, when I was meditating for thousands of years, you asked me that upon whom I was meditating. Lord Shiva says, here is that Supreme Person. I was meditating on Supreme Lord Vishnu. So now Shukdev Goswami, after describing all this wonderful episode of Mohini Murti and Lord Shiva, he concludes his narration and he gives Falashruti. He says that anyone who constantly hears and describes this beautiful pastime of Lord performing Samudra Manthan Leela and bewildering Lord Shiva, all his endeavors will bring perfection. He will be free from all the material miseries. And after this, he says, I offer my obeisances to that Supreme Lord who fulfills the desire of his devotees, who is known by devotees who surrender unto him. Nobody else can know Supreme Lord, and is not understandable by the atheists or demons. And then he concludes by saying that in the deceptive form of a woman, Supreme Lord bewildered the demons and it distributed the nectar to the devatas. So that is the end of the 12th chapter. Then after this, 13th chapter is entitled The Description of Future Manus. So far, Shukdev Goswami has described, this whole canto is called Manvantara. In this canto, all the 14 Manvantaras, 14 Manus, 14 Manvantara, which comes in one day of Brahma, will be described. And we have discussed that in every Manu, 6 partial expansions of the Lord appear. Manvantaram Manur Deva, Manuputra, Manvantaram Manu Deva, Manuputra Sureshwara, Rishayo Amshaavatarascha, Hare Shadvidamuchyate. So in all the Manvantaras, in every Manvantara, 6 expansions of the Lord, they come to maintain this cosmic administration. Who are they? Manu. In every Manvantara, Manu comes. All the Devatas, they come. Then Indra, Sureshwara, then various sages, they come. And then Supreme Lord himself appears as Amshaavatar. So far, Shukdev Goswami has described 6 Manvantaras, and now he describes all the further Manvantaras. So currently, the 7th Manvantara is going on, which is called Vaivaswata Manvantara, because the Manu is Vaivaswata, and that is sun god. He is a son of Vivaswan and Shraddhadev. So in this Manvantara, who are the Devatas? So Devatas are Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Vishvedavas, Maruts, Ashwini Kumar and Ribhu. And there are various Manuputras who are described, beginning with Ikshvaku and Nabhag. All the great, powerful and very famous kings we have heard of, they are coming in this Manvantara. Ikshvaku, Sharyati, Nabhag, so all these are the sons of Manu. And then who is Indra now? We have heard many times, the Indra is opposed and there is a personality. So what is the name of that personality? Purandara. Purandara is the name of Indra in current Manvantara. He is the son of Kashyap and Aditi. And there are various Sapta Rishis, we know. Kashyapa, Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni and Bharadwaj. These are the 7 chief sages in current Manvantara. And who is the Amshaavatar for this Manvantara? Lord Vamanadev. He is a son of Aditi and Kashyapa. And what are the activities of this Amshaavatar? So this Amshaavatar, Lord Vaman, he took the 3 words from Bali Maharaj and he gave to Indra again, Purandara. Then he describes about the future Manvantara also. 8th Manvantara, the Manu will be Savarni. He is again the son of Vivaswan from Chaya. And there are the Devatas headed by Sutapas, Virajas and Amrit Prabha. And Manuputras are Nirmak and Virajaska. Sometimes some people ask, some devotees ask, why there are so many names which are described in all these Bhagavatam? There are names coming one after one. This whole chapter is full of just the names. There are no pastimes. So why all these names are given? What we will get by reading the names? Because these are not ordinary names. These are great devotees of the Lord, and these are actually the partial expansions of the Lord. Whenever, in 9th canto also we'll see, chapter after chapter, the names are coming. What is the importance? What we will get, because that is a tendency. Are itna mehnat karke kya milega hua? Because they are devotees of the Lord. They are the expansions of the Lord. Just by reading their names, one gets purified. One time Srila Prabhupada, he was giving a class in India somewhere in Hindi, and all the devotees from West, they were thinking we are not understanding anything, so they started getting him and walking off. Prabhupada, he stopped them, he told them, you sit down, you hear this. They said, Prabhupada, we are not understanding anything. Prabhupada said, you don't understand the power of the holy names, power of the Lord's supreme Lord's pastimes and all the activities which he has done. So you don't have to understand anything. Even if you don't understand anything, just by hearing the transcendental sound vibration, you will be purified. So therefore, even if we are thinking, these are all list of names which are coming, what will we get? There is nothing devotional, apparently devotional thing which is there in this. Just by hearing the names, we will get purified. So in the 8th Manvantara, coming Manvantara, who will be Indra? So Bali Maharaj, he will become the Indra in the next Manvantara. And the great rishis, the 7 Saptarishis will be Galava, Diptiman, Parshuram, Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama will become the Saptarishi. Kripacharya, Rishyashringa, and Vyasadev. And who will be the Amshavatar? Amshavatar will be son of Devguhya and Saraswati, and his name will be Sarvabhaum. So what will be the activity of this? So this Amshavatar will take the kingdom from Purandara and he'll give this to Bali Maharaj. Shukdev Goswami describes about Bali Maharaj. In short, he says Bali Maharaj, he gave charity of 3 lands to Vamanadev, and as a result of charity, because Lord Vishnu came as Vaman, he begged for the 3 steps of land, and this Bali Maharaj, he gave the 3 steps of land. He lost all the 3 worlds. Later, because of his supreme surrender, Lord Vishnu, he was very pleased with Bali Maharaj, and he gave him everything back, and he actually gave him the whole Sutala planet. He gave him opulence even higher than Indra. The opulence of lower planetary systems we have discussed in 5th Canto, that the opulence of lower planetary systems is even greater than the higher planetary systems. And on top of that, Supreme Lord himself became the gatekeeper of Bali Maharaj. And to this day, Shukdev Goswami says, Bali Maharaj resides in Sutala and being guarded by Vamanadev. And in the next Manvantara, he'll become the Manu. And then he describes all the future Manus. In the 9th Manvantara, the Manu will be Daksha Savarni, and there will be Devas headed by Parasa and Marichigarbha. The sons of Manu will be Bhutaketu and Diptaketu. The Indra will be Adbhuta. His name will be Adbhuta. And Amshavatara will be Rishabhadev. He'll be son of his Ayushman Ambudhara. And he will enable Adbhuta to enjoy the 3 worlds. And then he describes about Brahma Savarni, the 10th Manvantara. Manu will be Brahma Savarni. And then he describes that in this Brahma Savarni, the Amshavatar will be Vishwaksena. And he will make friends with Shambhu, that is Indra. So Shambhu is the Indra in the 10th Manvantara. And then he describes about the 11th Manvantara. In 11th Manvantara, Manu will be Dharma Savarni, and the Devatas will be Vihangamas, Kamagamas, and the Manuputras will be there will be 10 Manuputras headed by Satya Dharma. The Rishis will be headed by Aruna, and the Amshavatar will be Dharma Setu. He will protect the 3 worlds. And then 12th Manvantara is Rudra Savarni, and in his reign, the Manuputras will be Devavan, Upadeva, Devasreshta, and the Rishis will be Tapomurti, Tapasvi, and Agnidhraka. Swadhama, who is the son of Satyasaha and Sunrita, he'll be the Amshavatar. And he will himself rule the Manvantara. And then Deva Savarni, the 13th Manvantara, the Manu will be Deva Savarni. Yogeshwara will be the Amshavatar. And then 14th will be Indra Savarni. And In that Manvantara, Amsha will be Brihad Bhanu. So in this way, in short, Shukdev Goswami describes all the 14 Manvantaras, and that is the end of the 13th chapter. In the 14th chapter again, Shukdev Goswami, he describes how this system of universal management is working. So after now Parikshit Maharaj, he heard that there are 6 personalities who are personal expansions of the Supreme Lord. They come and they maintain this entire cosmic administration. So Parikshit Maharaj asks Shukdev Goswami about the specific duties of each and every personality. He asks, "Oh my Lord, what are the duties of the Manu? And who appoints these Manus?" There must be somebody who's appointing these Manus. So in the rest of this chapter, the Shukdev Goswami, he describes the answer. He says, what are the various duties? So Manu, what he does, he establishes the 4 principles of dharma. And that is the occupational duties. He establishes the varnashram dharma. And then the devatas, they share the results of all the sacrifices which are performed by the sages and the pious souls. There are various Manuputras, the sons of Manu. They discharge the orders of the Lord and enjoy the result of their sacrifices. And then what is the role of Sureshwara, Indra? He himself maintains the entire cosmic manifestation, cosmic administration, and he enjoys the opulence of the 3 worlds. He maintains everybody by showering rains. Then there are rishis in all the 4 yuga cycles. At the end of every Chatur Yuga, when the religious principles are destroyed, they re-establish the Sanatan Dharma. Because, there are 4 principal legs of religion: Satya, Shama, Daya, and Shaucha. All these things are slowly destroyed. At the end of Chatur Yuga, every Chatur Yuga, these are again re-established by the sages. And who is appointing all these personalities? Amshavatara, Supreme Lord himself appoints these personalities. And then after describing this, he describes that in Supreme Lord, Supreme Lord not only appears as these 6 personalities, but he appears as various sages also, to teach people how to follow the religious principles. He appears as Siddhas like Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, and Sanat Kumar, and in this way they preach this transcendental knowledge. Then he appears as various sages like Yajnavalkya, and in this way, from Yajnavalkya, he teaches the primary way of karma, by which any ordinary person can also perform his religious practices and ultimately attain perfection. He comes as various yogis like the Tattreya, and he teaches the system of mystic yoga or Ashtanga yoga. Supreme Lord himself comes as Prajapati, also Marichi, to procreate the progenies, to fill this entire universe with living entities. And he appears as various kings, and he appears as time personified. And this way, whatever you are seeing in this material creation, O Parikshit, everything is coming from Supreme Lord only. And he says, actually, people in general, they are bewildered by Lord's Maya. They try to find the absolute truth, but they are bewildered by the Maya of the Lord. They cannot see him. And then he ends this chapter by saying that in one day of Brahma, that is one kalpa, there are many vikalpa. There are small, changes which keep happening. And in this one day of Brahma, there are 14 manvantaras. So that is the end of the 14th chapter. So, okay, so there is a short chapter. We'll take this chapter also. So in this 15th chapter, after, in the 13th chapter, Shukdev Goswami, he spoke that Bali Maharaj, he gave 3 steps of land to Vamanadev, and in response to it, he lost everything, and ultimately he made him the emperor of Sutala planet. Hearing all this, Parikshit Maharaj, he got a doubt. He got 2 questions. He says, "Oh Shukdev Goswami, I'm anxious to know about the mystery of following contradictions. Supreme Lord, he owns everything. Everything is his property only. Why did he beg? What was the need for Supreme Lord to beg from Bali Maharaj 3 steps of land?" And second, my second question is, okay, even after he begged, he got everything, then why did he arrest Bali Maharaj? Even after receiving whatever he had asked for. So these are the 2 questions. You please answer these 2 questions. In response to these questions of Parikshit, Shukdev Goswami, he continues the sequence of events which he had spoken at the end of the 11th chapter. He describes that, Shukracharya, he revived Bali Maharaj, and because of that, Bali Maharaj was so very grateful to Shukracharya. He started worshipping all the Brahmanas and Shukracharya with faith, in awe and reverence. Because of this, the great soul, Bali Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami describes that, he became very much indebted, because Bali Maharaj was thinking, Shukracharya, he revived my life. So therefore, I have to serve him. He accepted him as a spiritual master, and he started serving. So Shukracharya, he is coming in the dynasty of Bhrigu Muni. So all the Brahmana descendants of Bhrigu Muni, they were very pleased with Bali, because Bali Maharaj was serving them very nicely with all his heart. Bali Maharaj, he had the desire to conquer the Indra's kingdom. Therefore, all the sages, all these Brahmanas, they engaged him in performing a Vishwajit Yajna. So as they performed this Vishwajit Yajna, from the sacrificial fire appeared a very wonderful celestial chariot. It was glowing. It was a golden chariot. And it was marked with, it had a flag which was marked with lion. It had a very wonderful, powerful bow, 2 quivers, which was filled with very, very powerful arrows. And it had a celestial armor also. So Bali Maharaj, when he got all this, he became very happy. And he acknowledged the mercy of all the Brahmanas by offering his respects to them. He offered respects to Shukracharya. He offered his respects to Prahlad Maharaj, his grandfather. Prahlad Maharaj, he gave him a garland of unfading flowers. Shukracharya, he gave him a conch shell. And then Bali Maharaj, being empowered by the Brahma Tej, empowered by the blessings of Prahlad and all the Brahmanas, he mounted on the chariot. And I was surrounded by equally powerful demons. He marched and attacked the city of Indra. Shukdev Goswami describes the city of Indra. So Indra, his city Amaravati, it is full of various wonderful, amazing things. The celestial atmosphere of Indra's planet, Indra's abode, is amazing. It is full of nice trees, orchards, beautiful chirping birds, flower gardens and lakes. Everything is wonderful there. Beautiful women, they used to sport in the gardens, which are full of various flowers. The city of Indra is surrounded by Ganga, Mandakini Ganga. It acts like a moat around the city of Indra. This whole city of Indra was fenced by a fire-colored high wall, just like in a city, In any fort, there are very high walls. City of Indra is also fenced all around with high walls, and on top of the high walls there are parapets. In the parapets they have all the paraphernalia to fight. Just like if you have gone to some of the forts in Rajasthan, they have very high walls, and on top of that they have paraphernalia for fighting. So same thing was there in the Indra's palace also. The gates of the Indra's palace was made of gold. The floor was made up of marble, and there were very nice public roads. This whole city was constructed by Vishwakarma. Whole city of Indra, it was full of various courtyards, assembly houses, roads, and interesting feature of this Indra's palace, Indra cities, it had more than 100 million airplanes. Because there are so many devatas, everybody has his personal airplane. Whole city was full of 100 million airplanes, at least, Shukdev Goswami says. There were crossroads which were made up of pearls and the corals and all the gems, diamonds and everything. In this palace, in the city, there are very everlastingly beautiful women called Shyama. What is the definition of Shyama women? It is described. Chakravarti Thakur writes. He says, Sheet Kale Bhave Tushna, Ushna Kale Shushitala. In the summer season, their body is cold. In the cold season, winter season, their body is warm. That is how they are very, very beautiful ladies. As they would roam around, it would look like a flame which is glittering in the city. When these beautiful ladies, they would take bath in the river, in the lake there, the breeze would carry the aroma from their body and they would make the entire place fragrant. There were various apsaras who would keep walking around the roads. The whole city was full of vibrations of peacocks, pigeons and bees. Airplanes would be constantly moving around without making any sound, no pollution. It was all very, very transcendent, very, very celestial, not transcendental. Everywhere it is, the sounds of musical instruments could be heard. Constant singing and dancing is going on. So that is the description of the city of Indra. Shukdev Goswami describes that. What is the disqualification to stay in heaven? He says, irreligious people, sinful people, envious people, violent, cheaters, they cannot stay in heaven. People in the heaven, they are devoid of all such faults. Bali Maharaj, with all his army, he attacked the city of Indra. As he came at the door of this palace, the city, he blew his conch shell very loudly. Hearing the conch shell of Bali Maharaj, all the women of this Indra city became very much disturbed and anxious. Upon seeing Bali with all his very, very powerful warriors, seeing his indefatigable, enthusiasm, Indra, he became very anxious. He approached Brihaspati. He said, "Oh my master, our old enemy has come back. And now he has come back with even more enthusiasm and astounding power. We are not able to understand what to do now. It seems that nobody can counteract the power of Bali Maharaj. He seems to swallow the entire universe. He seems to, burn all 10 directions with his vision. Please tell me, what is the source of the strength of this Bali? From where he is getting this strength? From where he is getting this enthusiasm? Please tell me the source of his strength, endeavor, and influence." Brihaspati, he replies, "O Indra, Bali Maharaj, he has served his spiritual master and all the Brahmanas very nicely with faith and awe and reverence. Because of this, all the sages, they have blessed him with Brahma Tejas. It is not theirs, it is not his strength. It is the strength of the Brahmanas. Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually, this Brihaspati is pointing to Indra. He is hinting to Indra. Actually, we can also make you equally powerful. If you would have shown such faith, such service, we could have also made you so powerful. We also that strength. And Prabhupada writes, this is the power of pleasing Guru. If somebody serves spiritual master with all faith, although Shukracharya was not a spiritual person, he was materially motivated, but still, the power of serving Guru, the power of serving Brahmana is so very great that one attains all success. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. Then what to speak of if somebody serves the spiritual master with faith and devotion, then he can attain the highest perfection. Guru mukha padma vakya chitte te koriyakya arana kari hamano asha. Indra, when he heard this, he might ask, okay, shall I go out and fight with him now? What should I do? Brihaspati says, just now nobody can stand before Bali. He is extremely powerful. Nobody can stand before him. He is equipped with Brahma Tej. Indra may say, then please give me some mantra so that I can counteract his strength. Brihaspati says, no mantra will work now. You should leave heaven at once now and hide yourself somewhere. You cannot do anything against him. He is supremely powerful. Indra may ask, okay, but when and how will Bali get defeated? Brihaspati says, when Bali Maharaj, he insults a Brahmana, he defies the order of Brahmana, he'll be destroyed. Prabhupada clarifies, Brihaspati could see in the future that Bali Maharaj, he would disobey the orders of Shukracharya and he would give land, 3 steps of land in charity to Vamanadev. And Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually, although Bali Maharaj he offended a Brahmana, but because he was devotee of the Lord, he got the ultimate destination of supreme devotional service. And he got a whole planet of Sutal, and his Supreme Lord himself became the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj. And in the future Manvantara, actually Bali will become the next Indra also. So when Brihaspati told all this to Bali Maharaj, Indra at once he left, he disappeared from heaven along with all the devtas, because they could take any form, kamarupinaha. They took various forms and they disappeared without being noticed by the demons. Bali Maharaj, he attacked and occupied the entire Indra Loka. He entered the heaven and he brought all the 3 worlds under his control. The Brahmanas, they engaged Bali Maharaj in performing 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas so that his position as Indra remains stable. Because that is a qualification to become Indra. If somebody performs 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas, he becomes the Indra. So in this way, Shukdev Goswami says that great soul Bali Maharaj, thinking himself successful, he enjoyed the opulence of the 3 worlds. And that's the end of the 15th chapter. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So anybody has any questions, you can please ask. Okay, there is a question. Prahlad Maharaj's 21 generation will get liberation. Narasimhadev had told why Bali Maharaj took birth in this material world as Indradev. He will get liberation in this life only, or what? So basically, when these benedictions are given by the Supreme Lord, you should know that there is a potential, the potential is there. All these, the mercy of the Lord is there, but the endeavor of the individual personality also matters. Nobody can take away the free will of a living entity. So therefore, Bali Maharaj also, although he was a pure devotee, he had not understood his devotion. He had heard everything from Prahlad Maharaj. But under certain circumstances, his devotion will come out. And we should never, think that just by mercy, everything will happen. We have to also endeavor. So that's why the mercy is there for 21 generations, but it is up to every individual to take that mercy or not. One time, one small Gurukul boy, he asked Prabhupada, why are you showing so much mercy to Tamal? Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he was like very powerful personality. Prabhupada had full faith in him. And he would give lots of mercy also, and he would give lots of chastisement also to Tamal Krishna Maharaj. So this person, a small boy, was asking, why you are giving so much mercy to Tamal? Prabhupada said, I am giving mercy to everyone. He has taken advantage of it. So the mercy is there, but we have to learn to take advantage of it. We have to make our patra free of holes. Otherwise the mercy will leak out. Okay, so any other questions anybody has, or we'll stop here? Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.